I guess we had ourselves a busy night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 babies. 1, 2, 3, 4 heifers, 1 Angus, and 1 bull calf. So yeah, that's a busy night for us. When are you gonna pop, huh? So heifer. Anyways, everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dalton. This is Armson Farms, the Footlong Farming YouTube channel. I'm just gonna get our morning chores done here, and then I got to start in on my drill. So yesterday I drilled my last field of triticale, at least tentatively. I still have 2 totes of seed, so I got a little bit of extra. So we'll see what the next couple weeks looks like. Maybe I'll put in a little bit and we'll see. It's getting to be pretty late to be putting in forage grains, but yeah, we'll see. But what I got to do, I got to clean out the drill, I got to clean out the seed tender, transition over to wheat, reset the rate. Wheat we're going to put down at 120 pounds to the acre, where triticale we had at 150 pounds to the acre. So I got to adjust that, and I also have a broken bolt on the drill on one of the row units. It's where the spring goes that holds the row unit down. I'll show you guys. The bolt that holds that spring tight snapped. I couldn't get it home, so I had 2 3/4 wrenches. I just took the row unit right off the machine and brought it home like that. So I got to get that fixed as well. So, and then once that's fixed, I have a wheat field that's already fit, ready to be drilled. So we'll probably dive right into that and start it on wheat. So follow along, should be a good day. All right, first things first, now that we're here in the shop, we'll get this row unit taken care of. You can see I just took it right off of there. Find my little step stool. Not that white one. Where's the... Hiding on me. I don't really like that. It's not super stable. When I'm carrying heavy things and I'm already not the lightest of fellers, I like having a good, sturdy step stool. So there she is. My spring is fine, but the bolt that goes through it is bad. Actually, that might just be threaded rod. If that's just threaded rod, I'll just get a new piece of threaded rod. But yeah, that snapped, so that's what I gotta fix quick. All right, so it is just a piece of threaded rod. This definitely doesn't look factory, but that's all it is. The bolt goes down in there, that holds it. The spring goes over this bolt here and goes over this, and that's how you can tighten it, and that's what holds the unit tight. So I got this piece of threaded rod here. We will cut a piece the right length, and I think we'll be just fine. Be a quick, easy fix. Big hell yeah there. This drill's gonna come in this winter and get some love. There's bushings inside these bolts. Some of them are missing, some of them are all worn out. These brackets here, the holes are egged out. She needs discs bad. So we're gonna pull her in and price some stuff out. Maybe this will be part of this winter's projects list here. These are fun too because they're lock nuts and you can't get an impact in here unless it's a... I wonder if that one's got maybe... Yeah, I'm gonna have to get something for that. All right, so I just went down. I had a little bit of seed left in my grain cart. We buy all of our triticale from a local farm in bulk. He comes with an auger truck, puts it in our grain cart, and out of the grain cart, I load my pro boxes. That's kind of my system. So I wanted to empty the grain cart before I emptied the drill because I needed to make sure I would have enough room in my pro boxes for the seed that's in the drill, if that makes sense. And I don't. My pro boxes are both right full to the brim. I did get the grain cart empty, but yeah, no more pro boxes. So I'm gonna take the drill down to the flat here and just run a little, run it out. Just basically work as a cover crop. So we're gonna do that. And then we will take our blower, blow it out. Like I said, gonna blow off the seed tender. We'll go from there. We're down here by the lagoon, just gonna run it in. Generally, if I was doing this, I would try to find a washout or a ravine or something to just help hold the soil. But one of the spots I usually do is down there. That's seeded down to triticale. And then this field over here has got a pretty good dip right down the middle of it. I usually do that washout. But that whole field, that's the field I'm going to put into wheat here in a second. And then the only other field we really have an issue with is still got corn on it. So us concrete guys must think it's 100 degrees out here or something. They got their shirts off, rocking in shorts. I don't know. According to my truck, it's only 58. What are you gonna do? Sun's out, guns out, I suppose. All right. So everything got blown out, cleaned out. We are reloaded. I need to set my drill for 2 bushel to the acre. A bushel of wheat weighs 60 pounds, so I want to get to 120, which is gonna put me. Now, why do they do that? Why do you go from 24 to 28 and from 114 to 137? It's kind of odd, but. Well, 126 from 114, and it's 17 from 137, so 24 to 28 's 4 points, and you're talking about 23 on 4 would be a little over 5 per deal, so you're gonna want to be 26. We're gonna put it at 26. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. 26. We'll start there and we will kind of try to calculate. I gotta look up in the book how many bushels of wheat this thing holds. Then we can kind of calculate it and check our math as we're going. So, you just slide this little slide here. Get that hose out of the way. Hose be tripping. All right, that's 25, 26, 7, 8, 9. That's where we're gonna be. 26. We'll go to the other side. Did I really just say hose be tripping? I gotta stop listening to rap music. I'm so stupid. All right. Right there, that'll do her. We're on the money. We'll go give her a shot. This stuff, red seed, treated seed. I'm gonna sound like an international guy over here. If it ain't red, leave it in the shed. Got to dial her back about 20% there, fellas, for being honest. Yes, we need rain really, really bad. Getting a little bit out of hand. And unfortunately, there's none in the forecast. It's just been it's been the most wild year for farming. I mean, we went from underwater to dry to perfect, now back to dry, which dry is great for chopping. You're not fighting mud and the crop's drying down, everything like that's a lot easier when you're harvesting. But as far as trying to grow crops, you kind of need rain. Like Luke Bryant kind of had it right when he said rain makes corn. It also makes hay and wheat and triticale and pretty much anything that lives. So without it, it's not the easiest of situations. Oh well, you do what you can with what you got. Nice stand of corn right there. That's McElroy's corn. So I looked it up on Google. I don't have the grain drills book with me. Google seems to think it's 70 bushel capacity, which means at 2 bushel to the acre, I should be able to do about 35 acres, which I think is got to be pretty close. With triticale, I was loading myself about every 25 acres. So, and obviously you're not completely empty when I was loading. So, yeah, I think we're going to be in the vicinity of where we need to be. We shall see. Alright, well, we're at 25.13 acres. So it'll be about 25 and a quarter by the time we get to the end here. I still see a little seed in my peephole windows, but we're definitely getting right down there. So I think we got it set just about right. We'll take a better look at it. But when I get to the end this time, I'm going to go ahead and fill up, even though technically I should have about 5 acres more worth of seed. Sometimes it comes out a little uneven, particularly on the edges. I'm not sure why in the drill that does that, but you know, you might still have some seed on this side, but you know, you might have a row on the outside that's out. Yeah, and you don't want it to be out. I think the first 3 to 4 years that I ran the drill, I was reminded every couple hours for the whole season about how if I leave a skip, it's there for everybody to see. Grandpa still reminds me, like at least once or twice a year, make sure you're not leaving any skips. Make sure you overlap just, you know, a few inches just to be safe. So, yeah, last thing I want to do is leave a skip. So it's not worth it to try to get another 5 acres out of it. We will just pull down and top her off, and we'll take a peek in the boxes, and yeah, we'll see how we did here. The leaves are starting to really look pretty around here. I love the big maples. Ooh, can't see a thing. This will be a good spot to load. I'll just go up there, and I could pull up there, but then I'd have to fold up because I can't fit between these trees, and she's a tad wider in the road. So I'll just pull the tender down here. I don't think I'll have to put the auger down on it. I think I'll clear all these branches. First, I do have to top off the seed boxes. It takes about 1 3/4 of those boxes to fill the drill. And they only bring us 2 pro boxes, and the rest are in bags. I need a set of side cutters. We'll pop the tops off of those pro boxes and top them off that way. All right, so just take our forklift. We lift these bags right up. Usually I take the boxes off of the tender. I don't know if I can get enough height. I might have to take them off the tender anyways, but I guess we're gonna find out. Sure looks like it, but pretty close. I think we're actually gonna be good. Oh yeah. Huh. Forklift goes higher than I thought. How about that? Just climb up here. That should open this up. down there. I know it looks like a lot, but right there, it becomes a triangle instead of straight sides. See how they're kind of funneled down? So a little over 3/4 of it's above there. So I think we're pretty close to being on the money. We're gonna go ahead and run with it. See what I mean? See how the edges seem to use a little bit more? Yeah, I'm not totally sure the science as to why, but either way, we'll fill her up and keep rocking. All right, got one pass left. 51.11 acres. Okay. Yeah, pretty. This ain't a very big row, so yeah, just go 51.2 acres here. Whew, got a little sleepy back there. What happened? The hot and the sun coming in the windows, that would get you every time. But while we were down here, let me turn the AC down a little bit. You guys can hear a little bit better. But while we were down here, I wanted to show you guys kind of a cool spot on the farm. There we go. Look at that. Was I right or was I right? 51.2. How about it? Okay, so this farm up here on the hill, the guy that owns the house used to own the barn and all the hay field there, and then half of our big flat, that's the Wallace farm. We just purchased that last year. We've rented it from them for basically forever. His dad farmed there, and I think his grandfather farmed there. He's still got a couple of the tractors they used to farm with. It's pretty cool. But he was our electrician for a really long time. Great guy, awesome guy. But I just wanted to show you guys. So down in this ravine here, there's a pond. I can shut this off now so it's not going to beep at me. There's a beautiful pond, and every year, he just keeps doing projects down here and just making it cooler and cooler and cooler. He's basically living every retired guy's dream. He's got a little stone truck, a mini excavator. He's got a skid steer, a little Bobcat skid steer. And like I said, he's got I don't know the numbers, he's got an old Massey tractor. He used to have a Farmall Super C. I should have bought that when he had it for sale, but I didn't because I'm an idiot. But either way, he's got all these toys down here, and I gotta show you these rock walls. He's been just working on rock walls for like 4 or 5 years now. Maybe longer than that, I don't know. But he's been coming over to the farm because he ran out of rocks. On the home farm, or what he calls his home farm. So he's been coming over to the farm and taking the rocks as we pick them. Got an old Ford. Beast. He's an absolute beast. Doesn't even need to put it on the road. He never leaves, never goes on the road. He just bobs around the farm. And this here used to be a really steep bank. And he's just been kind of slowly over the years filling in with dirt. He said someday he wants us to be able to work that, because that's an acre unused, he said. It's getting pretty close. I bet we can climb that hill now. Look at these rock walls. Just built them out of field stone. And all down through there, he's got some. He's got more up in the woods. He built a bridge to cross because there's a creek that feeds this. He built a bridge over that. He's just got it beautiful down here. I'm assuming because he's digging that hill out there, that's probably his next target, I would guess. Well, it's just a beautiful spot down here. Just as peaceful as you can get. It's a really fun spot to bring the snowmobile down too. The snow likes to drift into here. So it gets real deep and you can just hammer it. It's a lot of fun. Tyler's got the 8850 up here with the smooth roller. You can't quite see him through the trees there, but yeah, these rock walls that he's doing are just really awesome. I think they're awesome. You know, like I said, that's every man's retirement dream, just to basically have a playground and some cool toys to play with. And whenever he feels like it, he comes on down. But you know we're dry when the pond's this low. You can see that's the overflow pipe. So if the pond gets to a certain level, it drains back out that creek and goes down kind of through there and over that way down into the swamp. Water level's 8 inches below the overflow pipe. It's the lowest I've seen it in a while, but yeah, just wanted to share that. I really think this is a great place down in here. Quiet. Boy, today with this breeze, I could just take a nap. Isn't that what the older guys used to say? You could find a shade tree? I've got a feeling these two shade trees have been here for a long time. Because those are, that one's probably 3.5 foot around, and that one's all of 4. Beautiful. But anyways, I'm gonna go load the drill up so it's loaded. We still got a chop at the Coots farm. That's the last place to drill. But I'll get this loaded. We'll load those seed tender totes back up and fuel it up and be ready to roll. It's really humming along. Must be he's got a hot date tonight or something. Looks faster than he's actually going. He's probably cruising at 8 miles an hour. Looks like he's going 50. I'll try not to drive where he's already rolled here. Alright guys, it is the next morning. We are headed over to the Coots farm to get chopping. I went over and checked it last night. We're probably going to be at like 33%, 34% over there. It's definitely on the greener side of good, but it's the last wheat field, and it's the next driest field that we got. And it's 90 acres that's far from home. We're not going to hire any trucks in, so it's going to take us, probably going to take us 2 days to get that farm done. So we're going to dive in and get under motion over there. Also, hunters will understand my frustrations. It is opening day of bow season here in Western New York, and my target buck has been standing underneath my stand for approximately 15 minutes now. I'm not kidding. My camera's set up in the food plot right there by the stand that I'm hunting in. And I've gotten like approximately 15 pictures of him. He's mid 140s, maybe 150s. Hard to really tell from the pictures, but he's that good of a buck. And it's opening day and he's there and I'm here. So that's a real kick in the sausage, if you know what I'm saying. But that's life. We love farming. So we are here farming. We are not taking the day off to go hunting. Although if I got really sick, maybe I'll get really sick or injure something. Maybe. One can only hope. All right, we're rolling right along out here, getting her opened up. And I will be the first to admit, because I was the one that checked the corn, you get out in the field a long ways and it's a lot drier. I walked in quite a ways, but the ears I got didn't look like these ears. I can also see, based off the tassels, it looks like we had written down that this was 103-day corn, but prior to the 103-day, we were planting 95-day. And we always start on this side. This is a straight edge. So it's possible this stuff here is 95-day. Then you can see where the rows were kind of running out. So it's possible we get another 30, 40 rows over there into the 103-day corn, that it's going to be quite a bit greener than what we're chopping right now. But either way, this is going to be this is a field we've never chopped before. This has always been combined corn. It's been corn for 20 plus years, corn on corn. So it's actually really exciting that we're going to get wheat over here and that we're going to seed her down to haylage. How's that for a tree stand? That thing's got to be 40, 50 foot in the air. Yes, it is. Picking away here. The field's rough. Kind of the theme of this year, sprayer tracks, planter tracks are now hard and dry, rough tracks. But either way, the chopper is waiting quite a while between rounds. We're all kind of stacked up. Can't seem to space ourselves out. We talked about getting another truck or two in, but as an attempt to let the corn dry down a little more at home, we'll just run our own and save the money for now, and if it takes us an extra day, so be it. Also, I think they're gonna do another jeepers. It's hard to even talk, it's so rough. I think they're gonna do another concrete pour tomorrow on that new pad. I don't know if this is the last pour or not, but that's another factor, is we've only got so much room left to stack corn, so there's no point in going guns blazing and running out of room to put it. So it's like they're opening up this last chunk here now. It is so dry. It's absolutely crazy how dry it is. But when it's in the mid 70s and it's breezy like this and sunny, yeah, that's what happens. Stuff dries down. Yeah, that's that. You can see out that mirror. That's what we're dealing with, just solid dust. Part of why we're getting so stacked up. These rows are so long, and he's able to chop it, 6 miles an hour. So it takes him a pretty short time to get a truckload. Really, the other trucks, I mean, with it as rough as it is, you can only go 10, 15 mile an hour through the field loaded. It's like Kenny's having an issue of some sort, but the roads are so long, he can have 3 trucks loaded before the first truck's out of the field. That's, that's part of what you get here. But like I said, it's not a huge deal. It's just stacking stuff up. Alright guys, I'm on my way home now. My camera died, so didn't get a whole lot, but it was pretty much the same thing all day. Just kind of picked away at it. Just breathing in dust. I mean, it was so, you can see I'm still just covered in dust. It was so dry, so dusty. I don't know how Grandpa was able to see out of that chopper. I couldn't see him much at all, but 6:45, we're headed home. We should be able to get that farm finished up tomorrow and drill it Friday, maybe Saturday. But I can tell you Sunday, I am planting my butt in a tree stand. I should be out there tomorrow morning. It's supposed to be into the mid 30s tomorrow. They'll probably be moving, but it's the first day. the first day. I'm just excited. I've got 4 or 5 bucks I would qualify as shooters. I've got pictures of them. There's one buck that's really wide, short tines. He'd be a good buck to take just because he's got poor genetics, but he's a big, older deer, wide. And then, like I say, I think there's 4, maybe 5 other ones that would all, I'd be happy. There's one that's just an absolute monster. I should just wait for him, but I literally have only ever seen him twice. I got one picture of him, and I saw him once in person. It was like 8:55 at night back in August. Stud. Absolute stud. He's the one I would really love to walk in front of me. But if any of these other ones walk in front of me, I'm going to take them because they're all good deer. So, yes, I'm excited. I hope you guys who are deer hunters are excited and have had some luck or will have luck. If nothing else, I hope you guys have a good time. So, that's going to go ahead and do it for the video. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Rock on.